Hello, how you guys doing? So, welcome to the channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. We have a video to react to. You guys know you guys love our reactions. So, Cardi B and Offset, when I tell you things are getting very diabolical. In this video, it talks about Offset is snapping over Stefon proposal. Did you guys hear that Stefon is proposing to Cardi B? I know. Congratulations, Cardi. And Offset was trying to set Stefon up to get him taken out of here. He is so upset that another man that's more valuable than him see value in Cardi B, that's loving her and, just protecting her, and she's happy. And he has the mentality, if I can't have you, nobody can. He was really trying to get that guy killed, okay? But let's watch this video. I want to know your thoughts about it. Make sure you guys share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. I just want to say thank you all for liking and commenting and sharing. It goes a long way, okay? So let's see.
What? I already know why I already know I didn't want her to do this because this is what a motherfucker.
Offset is back wilding out again, crashing out heavy because Cardi and Stefon just got engaged, and he is absolutely not rocking with it. Folks really thought he was going to take that loss quietly and slide to the side, but nope. He jumped straight into the drama again. After Cardi welcomed her baby with Stefon, he started acting up and stirring the pot like it was his full-time job. People were saying Cardi was dealing with serious stress after giving birth, and here he comes adding more noise. But now insiders are whispering that Cardi is officially fed up with his chaos, and she's getting ready to embarrass him for real this time. Turns out, Cardi B has some serious receipts on Offset, and if she drops them, it's gonna shake the whole internet. One claim floating around says he allegedly used to have threesomes with Quavo. Like, what? Cardi is out here holding information that could flip this whole story upside down, and Offset might want to chill because she is done playing with him. Let's break down this mess. Offset has made it his mission to make Cardi's life complicated every chance he gets. It's always some new drama, some new move, some new shade. And it's obvious he cannot stand watching her move forward without him. She's not just moving on. She's glowing, getting engaged, growing her family, and living peaceful. And remember when Offset said, "Everybody can see I don't want you. It's okay. I'm not talking about this no more. All love." He said that like he was unbothered, but look at him now. He's out here pressed and loud about everything. This situation is about to get wild. He swore up and down, "You'll be calling me after a couple months, you my BM, I want..." Like he really thought he still had a chance. But the truth is, he did not win anything. If anybody came out on top, it's Cardi, because she has a whole new man and a whole new baby, and she's not looking back at all. Now, some fans are still giving Stefon a side eye because a few voices out there are claiming he's basically Offset 2.0. But that's a whole different situation for another day. Right now, the real chaos is the reports flying around that Stefon and Cardi just got engaged and people can't stop talking about it. Cardi announced the birth of her first child with Stefon just a couple days ago, and sharp-eyed fans immediately clocked that shiny ring on her finger. And not just any finger, the finger. Her left ring finger was sparkling like it had something to say. The second fans saw that, they started screaming that this man really put a ring on it, and social media went into full meltdown mode. People were already shouting about wedding bells and a blended family loading. But then Cardi's team tried to shut everything down and told TMZ that the ring was not an engagement ring, except fans refused to believe that. Because one thing about Miss Cardi, she is elite at keeping her personal life locked down until she decides it's time to speak. We didn't even know she and Offset were married for months, and we didn't get pictures until a whole year later. Cardi knows how to move in silence when she wants to. And her situation with Stefon? They've been hiding that from the jump. These two went above and beyond to keep everything low-key. So of course people think this ring means way more than her team is admitting. This whole story is starting to look real interesting.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Sometimes I sleep and I wonder, like, yo, this is not normal.
And the only reason the world found out any of this in the first place is because Offset got deep in his feelings and slipped up. He went running his mouth and leaked everything to DJ Academics, someone who's been throwing shade at Cardi for years. That move alone had people shaking their heads like, here he goes again. At the time, a so-called source was out here saying that Cardi was supposedly having an affair with 30-year-old Stefon Diggs while she was pregnant, and that Offset found out by snooping through her phone. They claimed he saw nude photos and messages where she was talking about reconnecting with Stefon in a private way. Then, instead of handling things like an adult, Offset allegedly passed all this tea straight to academics. And then the chatter got messier because folks started bringing up how Stefon's brothers, Dion and Trayvon, are always linked to Instagram models and already have multiple kids, trying to twist it into a whole narrative like Cardi found herself another Offset. People on social media stay reaching. But speaking of Offset, everyone already knows he was never gonna handle Cardi's engagement news with grace. The minute people started whispering that she might be leveling up with a new man, you could practically feel the tension building. And now, insiders are talking, saying the situation is way worse than anybody expected. Word is he's so stressed and so bothered that he's allegedly refusing to sign those divorce papers. This man is really trying to hold the process hostage, and it's giving pure chaos. So Cardi can't legally marry Stefon right now, and as wild as all this sounds, it's honestly not shocking. She already told everyone weeks ago that Offset has been doing everything he can to make the divorce a nightmare just to punish her for moving on. So imagine how much louder he's getting now that she's actually engaged to another man. The drama is on a whole new level. And his strange tweet about Cardi and Stefon's baby suddenly makes sense too. Under Georgia law, Offset can still be listed as the legal father because he and Cardi are technically still married. He knows the rule, and it definitely looked like he was planning to flip that into a weapon against her. But once the internet dragged him nonstop, he deleted the post and tried to act like the message was fake. But that doesn't mean he stopped stirring things up behind the scenes. Cardi finally spoke out, and what she said had everyone stunned. She wrote, "Y'all be thinking it's funny, and it's not. It's been over a year, and I'm still being harassed and threatened to the point that I feel like my life in danger. It's all fun and games until it's too late." That right there had people real concerned. Then she said she had receipts that would embarrass him badly, and she warned, "Some people do anything for attention, and it could get real nasty with just one upload. Leave me alone." She made it clear she's tired of the games and ready to defend herself if she has to. But honestly, this isn't even the first time Cardi has hinted at the way Offset has been moving. She's been dropping clues for a long time, and now everything is finally adding up in front of everyone. Cardi said he's been doing little slick things just to get under her skin, and every time she calls him out on social media, he tries to flip it and label her as crazy. That pattern alone is enough to stress anybody out, and she revealed his behavior has been giving her serious anxiety, which is the last thing someone needs, especially during pregnancy. And the way he's moving, you'd think she was the one who stepped out during the marriage, not him. His energy is loud, emotional, and all over the place, like he's trying to rewrite history or something. But Cardi looks ready to match that same energy now. Remember that tweet where she hinted she had dirt on him? Well, the streets are saying she might finally be ready to drop those receipts. Word is, she's about to expose him for allegedly having threesomes with Quavo. And not just once, but multiple times with different women. And yes, the name floating around is allegedly Pra, which had the internet losing it instantly. Not Quavo catching random heat because of Offset's mess. But before anybody starts yelling incest, chill, because Offset and Quavo always called each other play cousins. But they're not actually blood related. It's one of those hood things. You grow up around somebody forever, your families are connected, and next thing you know, everyone's calling each other cousins, even though the connection is just through longtime ties, not actual DNA. This next chapter is about to get real spicy. It's all just a little too messy, and that's exactly what's happening here. Last year, Offset even cleared things up himself. He said Quavo and Takeoff were never related to him by blood at all. According to an interview, he was actually classmates with Quavo and the third Migos member, and they started kicking it heavy back when Offset was in 6th grade. Quavo was Takeoff's uncle, but they were only 3 years apart in age, so they were basically growing up side by side. And even though people always called Offset Quavo's cousin, that was just a title, not literal family. But still, it definitely looks wild when they're getting tied to the same women. It's messy for sure, But it's not actually incest the way some folks tried to make it sound when Offset was getting dragged last year for allegedly getting his side chick pre-pregnant. Then things got even crazier when that video popped up online showing Quavo and Pre having a little moment together. The internet went straight into detective mode because the whole thing looked like one big tangled storyline. And apparently, the drama runs way deeper than anyone thought. Word on the street is that stuff like this is what really sparked the Migos breakup in the first place, especially after all that drama with Saweetie. For the longest time, Offset and Quavo kept quiet about everything, leaving people confused about what was really going on. Most folks assumed it was Offset beefing with both Quavo and Takeoff. But insiders kept saying the real tension was mainly between Offset and Quavo, and Takeoff just got stuck in the crossfire trying to stay neutral. This whole situation has layers. You could tell something serious was going down just by watching social media. Offset and Cardi both unfollowed Quavo, and he hit that unfollow button right back with no hesitation. But Takeoff, he kept following Offset and Cardi, which showed he wasn't trying to be part of the drama at all. He always moved calm, even when the people around him were clashing. Then in the interviews Quavo and Takeoff did before Takeoff passed, they pretty much confirmed that the real tension was between Quavo and Offset. Takeoff just happened to be in the mix because he was tied to both of them. He wasn't pushing the beef, he just didn't want to pick sides. And when Takeoff finally spoke on it, you could hear it in his tone. He was riding for Quavo because that was family, but he still wanted to keep things cool with Offset. He wasn't built for messy drama. He was the peacekeeper, even if things around him were getting loud. At first, everybody assumed the Migos breakup was about Offset trying to leave quality control, or maybe it was some complicated money situation. But Quavo later made it clear it wasn't about labels or dollars. It was about loyalty. And that's when sources started whispering what really sparked the tension.
Stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. It's got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we're going to be the duo till time.
We always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change. So
Quavo allegedly found out Offset and Saweetie had a little something going on behind his back without him knowing. And remember how I mentioned earlier that Quavo supposedly got heated because Offset and Saweetie were involved without him being aware? Well, the streets were also saying Quavo and Saweetie allegedly had a very open, very wild arrangement back when they were together, and Offset being included without him knowing crossed a line. Folks claimed the three of them used to get a little adventurous back in the day, but only when it was agreed on. That's where the whole loyalty piece came in. Quavo felt blindsided, and once that trust was cracked, everything else crumbled around it. Quavo feeling blindsided like that flipped the whole Migos world upside down. Once that trust snapped, every little thing started looking suspicious, and people close to them said the tension in the studio was so thick you could slice it. Offset tried to act like nothing happened, but Quavo wasn't letting anything slide anymore. And the messed up part is, nobody outside their circle knew what was really going on at the time. Fans just kept seeing weird moves online, shady captions, awkward interviews, and that energy shift whenever the Migos were mentioned. It was like watching a storm build up in slow motion. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, things were getting even more tangled. Folks claimed conversations turned into arguments, loyalty got questioned, and old issues they never talked about suddenly started resurfacing. That's when Takeoff started trying to calm things down, but even he couldn't fix something that deep. Then people started saying that the Saweetie situation wasn't the only crack in the wall. That Offset had been moving in ways Quavo didn't like for a while. So when the rumors about Offset and Saweetie popped up, it was like the final straw that snapped everything clean in half. And the wildest part? Insiders said Quavo wasn't mad about the situation itself. He was mad it happened without him knowing. Because their whole dynamic used to be built on honesty, even when things got messy. After that, the vibe between them reportedly changed overnight. They stopped pulling up to events together. The group chats went dead, and everybody around them could feel the shift. By the time the breakup was official, it wasn't shocking. It was just sad, because the real truth behind it all was way heavier than what the public thought. And now, with all this old drama getting dragged back up thanks to Cardi and Offset's mess, people are starting to connect the dots all over again. And it's only getting crazier. And this explains Quavo's line in Messy, where he said, "Be with my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing." He wasn't the gang. You should have said it. We would have blessed it. That bar had everybody confused for the longest. Folks kept asking what he meant about Saweetie not being gang and how they would have blessed it. But now it's looking like the answer was sitting right in front of us the whole time. We just didn't piece it together until now. And now that Cardi's ready to spill every drop of tea she's been holding, whew, Offset better tighten up because it's about to get real chaotic for him. Cardi is done letting him twist the narrative. He thought he could drag her, sneak shade at her, and play victim in public, but those tables flipped fast. She's glowing, she's moved on, she got a new man, a new baby, and a whole new life while he's out here spiraling. And she's sitting on receipts that could shake the whole internet. We're talking alleged threesomes, old secrets, hidden drama, the kind of stuff that has everybody staring at their phones like, wait, what? Offset tried so hard to control how the story looked, but now Cardi is prepared to show everybody exactly what she's been dealing with. And let's be honest, this isn't the kind of tea that stays warm. This is the kind that blows up the minute it hits the timeline. Cardi dropping even one screenshot would have the whole industry running around trying to figure out what's real. So get comfortable, grab your snacks, and brace yourself because the next chapter in this saga is about to get wild. Offset is finally about to see what happens when you push the wrong person too far. And Cardi looks ready to show him she's not the one to test.